It's 7:30. Good morning, I'm Ian Crouch with Hunter News. A Newcastle aid worker who's just returned from helping to control the Ebola outbreak in West Africa says she would happily go back there. Libby Bowell spent 5 weeks in Liberia where she watched 50 people a day die from the disease. She says she would take her temperature 6 times a day and wash her hands in buckets of chlorine up to 20 times a day. The Red Cross worker has started 21 days of isolation in her Cooks Hill unit. Police hold serious concerns for the welfare of a teenage girl who's gone missing from Dudley. 16-year-old Taylor Armand was last seen at her home on Sunday afternoon, and there's been no sign or contact from her since. Blake Clifton from Police Headquarters has this description of Taylor.
She's described as being of Caucasian appearance, around about 160 to 170 centimetres tall, with a slim build, long blonde hair and blue eyes. She was last seen wearing a white sleeveless shirt and blue denim shorts. We are encouraging anyone who may know of her whereabouts or when they do see her to contact 000 immediately.
A search is resuming for a missing fisherman just north of Port Stephens. Emergency services, including the Hunters Westpac rescue helicopter, failed to find any sign of the 32-year-old after he fell into Wallace Lake near Tuncurry yesterday afternoon. The launch of an innovation scorecard this morning will see the results of the Hunter's marketing skills. The Hunter is the first region in Australia to be tested on a world scale, comparing it to international leaders in the EU. Regional Development Australia Hunter CEO Todd Williams says a world-scale ranking will encourage the Hunter's innovation.
Everyone knows that innovation is extremely important, not just to increase competitiveness, but to keep globally competitive. Now we've got to know how innovative we are here in the Hunter against other regions in the world, and that's what we've done.
The mid-October snowfall has forced the temporary closure of four-wheel drive trails in the Barrington Tops National Park just weeks after they reopened. Up to 20 centimetres was dumped on the tops by the cold, wet weather, which passed over the region on Tuesday night. The 6 trails were reopened at the beginning of the month following the annual winter closure, but the National Parks and Wildlife Service says they'll now need time to dry out again before they can be used. A Cancer Council study has revealed Hunter residents diagnosed with cancer who continue smoking may be reducing their long-term survival. The study looked at benefits across all cancers, highlighting survival gains for any cancer patient who gives up smoking. New South Wales Cancer Council Regional Manager Shane Connell says quitting at the time of diagnosis makes a big difference.
If a smoker continues to smoke after they're diagnosed with cancer, the average survival is around 37% of people will be alive 8 years later. But if they quit smoking once they're diagnosed, that figure increases to 43%, which is a really significant improvement and actually equates to about an extra 2 years.
Updating sport, Newcastle North's defender Matt Dawson has been named in the preliminary Australian hockey squad, bringing him closer to the Champions Trophy team for December. Former Maitland player Simon Orchard says he believes the 20-year-old is being trained to become a long-term member of the national team. The Newcastle District Cricket Association is looking towards the prospect of launching a midweek 2020 competition, starting off with a twilight round in January. The round will involve 6 games played across consecutive weeks, starting from 5 p.m. at Number 1 Sports Ground. Association Chairman Paul Marjoribanks says he's hoping it'll be a bit of a festival of cricket. And Newcastle Jets midfielder Johnny Steele says the team needs to have the mindset they can get a result when they take on Melbourne City at Amy Park this weekend. The Irish-born player says he's hoping to keep moving forward, and hopefully, if he gets goal-scoring chances in Sunday's game, he'll put them away. To NURFM News Time, 26 to 8.